You are now listening to the Gospel of Alex. Alex, drop those scriptures. Church is in session.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of Elite Fleet. We got this beautiful sunset going on back here. It's about time for me to cook. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do these rooftop videos because it should be getting cold here soon. I don't know why it's not cold now. Blame it on global warming. Blame it on the day of reckoning coming because we're in Babylon. I don't know, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about Jaden Newman and Jaden Newman making a subscription-based OnlyFans where she's selling pictures a little bit too hot apparently for her regular Instagram. Let me say Instagram. It's not an OnlyFans. It's technically an Instagram, but if you got a subscription-based Instagram, you're basically 2 steps away from an OnlyFans, so everyone's just waiting for the OnlyFans to drop. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with who Jaden Newman is, she was a basketball prodigy. She's been playing varsity since she was like 9 years old, then dropped like 70 points in the game, then hit like 18 threes in the game. That's what her family was known for. Her older brother Julian, same thing, was playing varsity at like 11 years old. It was a basketball family. Now, a lot of people are surprised, like, well, the girl's a basketball prodigy. She's so good at the game of basketball. Her and her brother have been dedicated to that game for so long. Why the hell is she starting a subscription-based Instagram? Why does she look like she's about to head down the OnlyFans route? It's caught the world by surprise, but not Alex. Why? Because I told you guys this was coming. First of all, I want you to understand something. Her brother Julian, for as much of a prodigy as he was as a kid, it just didn't work out for him when he got older. Now, a lot of that is because he's not that explosive of an athlete. A lot of that is because he never really grew to be that tall. I think the kid's only like 5'8" or something, which is an extreme midget for basketball. The shortest position on the court is usually point guard, and nowadays your average point guard is about 6'1", 6'3". This dude's like 5 foot. So that was probably his biggest problem. But either way, if you're Jaden and you're looking at that, you're going, damn, I watched my brother bust his ass every single day to be one of the best. He basically just got outgrown and knocked out of the situation to the point where now he's 21. And I'm not going to say he's necessarily doing bad for himself, but he definitely hasn't achieved his dream of going to the NBA. So then you have Jaden, right? And just in case y'all didn't know, Jaden, when she's not out in her basketball uniform, looks like this. So naturally, if you're on Instagram, right, and you look like that, you're going to get a bunch of followers, you're going to get a bunch of people, and you're going to start to think to yourself, now my brother, he's trying to play overseas. He's having to do all these other things besides basketball. What am I going to do besides basketball? What if basketball doesn't work out for me? Because while I am a woman, so height isn't as big of a deal, at the end of the day, Jane is not very big either. She's only 5'3". So she goes, what could I do? I know, I'll monetize myself. Everybody want to see these knockers. She got them tig old bitties. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to make you dudes pay to see a little bit more of my tig old bitties. And I'm not surprised by this at all. I've been telling you guys, this is the route you're going to see a lot of modern women start to take. We seen this same thing with Ali Ray. Ali Ray was a nurse. All right, during COVID, she wanted to make a little bit of money on the side because her husband was struggling or whatever the case may be. So she made an OnlyFans, right? Her coworkers found out about it, started hating on her. She's like, you know what? I'm making more money on OnlyFans than I'm making at my job anyway. So I'm just going to leave. There's another nurse. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but I think she's actually a CNA, actually. I don't think she's a full-fledged nurse. But either way, she started making the OnlyFans. Coworkers snitched on her. Now she's full-time OnlyFans, all right? Believe it or not, I got people I went to high school with. They got OnlyFans. People I went to college with. They got OnlyFans, all right? And before y'all come in here, this is why you got to get your passport and leave America because American women lie. It's playing women overseas with OnlyFans account, and it's about to be playing women overseas with monetized Instagram accounts, making y'all pay a subscription to see them too. It's the way of the world. Let me tell you guys something. Whatever happens, and this is a gem, whatever happens in the United States is going to eventually happen in the rest of the world when we talk about social. Right? When we're talking about social status and social norms, America are the cool kids on the block. The entire world looks at America as cool. Yeah, they look at us as goofy, but we still control pop culture. Whatever becomes popular here eventually becomes popular in the rest of the world, okay? We've seen that with many things. So when people think they're going to run away from the monetization of women, or they're going to run away from feminism because they leave the country, you're crazy. I used to tell people all the time, if you look at the black community, they test everything in the black community and then they expand it out to the rest of the community. For example, single parent households, right? It started with the black women. Everybody knew that the black women have the highest rate of single parent households, but what a lot of people didn't pay attention to is, yeah, black women started off getting the assistance from the government and they still have the highest single parent ratios, right? But they no longer get the most assistance from the government. White women now get the most assistance from the government. And guess what? Hispanic women have a 50% single parent household ratio now, and white women have a 30% single parent household ratio now. Even the Asian community has hit double digits at 14%. This was all unheard of about 50 years ago before they started tearing up the homes in the African American community. So again, whatever starts as far as pop culture or social culture in America eventually spreads out to the rest of the world. So this, y'all think they don't got Instagram, OnlyFans, and all that stuff overseas? Well, you know they got Instagram, so it's gonna hit them too. And I've been warning you guys about this, especially with the economy going the way it's going and inflation and people struggling, right? Most people nowadays have to work 2 jobs. If you're not making, I want to say 50,000 plus, but if you don't live in Tupelo, Mississippi, or Syracuse, New York, that ain't gonna be enough. So I'll say 75,000 or above, right? That's enough to live comfortable on your own and probably not have to work a second job. A lot of people are not making that, okay? Inflation has pushed this number up. 50K probably would have been good about 10 years ago, but now, if you could budget, you'll be okay, but you probably want to push about 75,000 or something like that. Most jobs ain't paying you that, right? So if you're a woman, right, and you don't have a degree and you don't have a trade, what's your option? Well, you could work 2 jobs, right? Now, I want you guys to understand something. What do you think a young, attractive, pretty woman's gonna do? She gonna work at Target and then drive Lyft or do Uber Eats or go work at the grocery store? Okay, she gonna be a CNA and wipe booty all day and then turn around and go out here and work another job and do Instacart? Or is she gonna say, I got these tickle bitties, I got this fat booty, I got this raisin wrap, and my V-Box is an ATM, I'm about to go out here and monetize myself. Chances are she's gonna monetize herself before she works harder. But here's the problem, and a lot of women don't see this coming. See, everybody gets that first hit of dopamine, right? Especially when they have a nice body or whatever, when they monetize themselves. And I'm just going to use the example of the 2 women that I know who started OnlyFans that I went to high school with, who started OnlyFans, right? When they first went on there, okay, one of them was built like a dump truck. The other one, she was skinny, right? But, you know, black people don't really like skinny like that. The other one was built like a dump truck. And she was still snatched. So she goes on OnlyFans. She makes like $500 something, almost $1,000 in like 2 weeks. The other girl goes on there and makes like $300. Okay. Now the problem is the next month, the girl who made like $575, she's like, dang, my money got cut in half. Well, what she realizes, half the people unsubscribe. Why did half the people unsubscribe? Well, because they wanted her to do more. See, neither one of these girls started off posing naked. It's the CNA I was telling you about on TikTok. She didn't start off posing naked, okay? Allie Ray, she didn't start off posing naked, okay? But as I explained in the video before, when you go about monetizing yourself, you have to keep upping the ante, upping the ante. You can't just stay flat, right? So they're like, we want to see you butt naked. We don't want the bathing suits no more. We don't want the bra and panties. We want to see you butt naked, busted open, right? So the girl who made a lot of money, she tested the word a little bit. She uploaded one photo of her breast. She made a lot of money again, but guess what? They wanted her to take it up from there. She didn't want to go no further. She closed the whole thing down, went back to work. All right. Now, the other girl, okay, the skinnier girl, she made her little 300. She was a little bit more risque. So when they told her to up the ante, she was trying to keep up with her friend anyway, so she was more willing to do it. She took it to the next level. She immediately started posing naked, okay? She started playing with toys, dildos, all types of stuff. So guess what? She jumped from a measly 300 something to like a stack. That's right, like a stack. And she's like, oh, okay, we got something here. But then, again, she had to take it up a notch. So she started doing girl on girl. She started doing girl on girl action. She ended up hitting $2,500. But then they started asking her to get smashed. Let dude blow her back out, okay? And you guys get the drift. So she was basically willing to turn herself into a full-fledged bronze star. We're going to say bronze. Whereas the other girl, she was not willing to fully turn herself into that. And this is what a lot of women don't understand. They see that first dopamine hit, right? They get their first $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 off of just their body. And they're like, wow, this is easy. This is real. And they keep pumping it up, pumping it up, pumping it up, pumping it up. But they either hold on too long and lose their job, right? Or they up the ante so much that now they've went so far that it's like, you're not going to be able to get another job because you've went too far. There's videos of you online getting your back blown out, playing with toys, playing with roses, and all this extra stuff. And now you're stuck in that market. And I've told you guys before, one of the only career professions that's shorter than being an athlete is being in sex work. Why? Because most of them ended up drugged out. All right, most of them end up drugged out. A lot of them get killed. A lot of them get beat up. A lot of them catch STDs. All right, a lot of them have tricks going bad. People come into their house and kill them. We've seen this with Tiger Booty. We've seen this with Miss Mercedes Roar. RIP. But this is the dark side no one's telling you about. Now, if you're someone like Bad Baby, if you're someone like Ruby Rose, right, to where you were already kind of celebrity and you already had a platform, you'll probably never have to actually go into full-fledged porn. You'll probably never have to get your cheeks clapped. You'll probably never have to go full nude. But if you're a regular girl, you're going to have to push the ante. Ali Ray eventually pushed the ante. She started going full nude. She started getting smashed by her husband on the OnlyFans. The other nurse I told you guys about got fired, same thing. She started going full nude, doing girl on girl. She got turned into a literal porn star. That thing has an effect on you. That industry eats people up. All right, very few people come out of the porn industry and they just normal, male and female. They ain't normal. They psychologically messed up off of all that. But I keep telling you guys, these girls see that money. They see that $1,000, that $2,000, that $3,000 they can make from just taking pictures. Some of them make even more than that. Some of them make way more than that. These two girls I was giving y'all an example I knew in real life, they weren't really that big on social media like that. Ali Ray and the other girl on TikTok, the reason they were so comfortable leaving their jobs is because they already had big social media platforms. So these girls were coming in making $10,000, $20-something thousand. But a lot of women don't even realize you're going to have to keep upping the ante. Eventually people are going to get tired of you getting smashed. You're going to have to start doing threesomes. People are going to get tired of you doing threesomes. You're going to have to always go to the next extreme, always push it up to the next level. And that's what a lot of these girls don't realize, but that's what's going to start happening. A lot of these women, they're going to say, okay, sell me some V-Box, get another job. I'd rather sell me some V-Box. This is why I laugh when dudes be online and they be talking about, I'm talking as a shadow right now, but it's kind of dope, so I'm going to let it go. But a lot of dudes be online, they be like, oh, make yourself a seeking arrangements account and you can just buy women. You don't even have to make a seeking arrangements accounts nowadays, guys. You can literally go on Tinder. You go on Tinder, you match with a chick, she'll send you her Snapchat. She'll send you a card. It's this much for a blowjob. It's this much if you want to clap cheeks. It's this much if you want pictures. You can go on Twitter, find any OnlyFans chick, right, that you think is attractive. Besides the fact that Twitter got full-blown boron on it, besides the fact of that, you can go on Twitter, find your favorite OnlyFans chick, find your favorite Instagram model, and they offering their services on Twitter. They'll outright tell you, oh, I'm in this city. I'm in Atlanta. I'm in LA. I'm in DC. I'm in New York. And you can hit their inbox and be like, hey, how much? And they'll tell you their price. $200, $500. You can do what you want. You get an hour. Like, this is real. This is what's happening. And you guys got to understand, it started with OnlyFans, but I want y'all to really think about it. Now, Instagram is letting women charge subscription services. This is basically legalized prostitution. They're not going to say that, but that's essentially what it is. You're paying to see these women in a more explicit way or doing more explicit things. This is legalized prostitution. They're selling it now. It's out in the open. It's a brothel. That's what it is. They are literally advertising themselves to be broad. And most women are aware of this. They know now. If you say to women, oh, if you on Instagram, you taking these type of photos, you basically monetizing yourself. And I say that to chicks, they be like, yeah, that's basically what they're doing. Now, some dudes, and this is the gym, I always drop gems for dudes who stay to the end, right? Some dudes are going to be like, well, if we can't leave the country, right, or we can't do this or that, how do we avoid these types of women? Well, simple. This is why one of the reasons I tell you guys to get elite women, one of the criteria is, okay, and I'm not going to get too deep into it because that's not what this video is about. But one of the criteria that I give you guys is, one, deal with a woman who comes from a high earning, a high level family because she doesn't have to work. She can go to school if she wants to. She can start a business, but she's in a position where her family can afford to take care of her, and she can wait for you to come and build a life with her and have some kids with her and basically take care of her, right? Or get you a high-earning woman, a college-educated woman. I know that's a bad word nowadays, a college-educated woman, Alex. Well, two things. One, you don't really have to worry about a college-educated woman monetizing herself at a high ratio, at least. Of course, it's not impossible, but at a high ratio, because college-educated women most of the time are going to be making $75,000 plus. So they'll be making enough money at their job to work that job, have enough money to cover all their needs. They don't need a side job. Therefore, the thought of selling their V-Box online and taking that reputation doesn't even show up to them. You got a woman who's a high six-figure earner, right? She's a doctor, she's a dentist, she's a CDO, something like that. She's not going to want to get risked getting fired for a job that at any time people could unsubscribe, at any time she could lose the hotness, at any time some young thing could come and take her swag, and now she's out of her job when she has this high earning job with benefits, health, dental benefits, 401k benefits, 403b benefits. She's not going to take that risk, and again, she doesn't have to because she doesn't need the extra income. All right. Now, again, that doesn't mean, right, all women who aren't high-earning women are going to be out here popping V-Box. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying if your woman works at Target in this economy, okay, if your woman works at Victoria's Secret in this economy, if your woman works at Sephora in this economy, chances are she ain't going to be able to pay her bills. Your average rent now, you're looking at probably $1,200, $1,500. You ain't going to be able to pay that with a Target check. So you would have to ask yourself, if she doesn't have a high-earning family with a dad or a mom who can subsidize her, right? Or she didn't go to college or get a trade or start a business and become a high-earning woman, because it doesn't have to be college educated. It's really about high-earning. If she didn't become a high-earning woman, you have to ask yourself, how is she making ends meet? What is she doing to pay her bills? Because again, the likelihood she's going to be out here doing Uber Eats or driving Lyft or working in a warehouse or eating extra crap or really working 80 hours to make ends meet, slim to none. Women just aren't built like that, especially not for the long term. So what's she probably going to do? She's probably going to rely on the oldest profession in the world, which is selling that V-Box. That's most likely what she's going to do. So you guys got to understand that. Yeah, I understand. So am I surprised Jaden's monetizing herself? No, I'm not surprised she's monetizing herself. That's just the way the world is going. Like I said, they're doing it overseas. What you think the passport bros are doing? They're going overseas to talk to monetized women. That's their whole game. That's what they're doing. That's just the world we're in at the end of the day. Okay? Now, I could go further into, breaking down the details of what type of women to pick, but that was just a small gem because, like I said, that's not what this video is ultimately about. But, yeah, am I surprised Jaden's doing this? No, you guys are going to see a lot more women doing this, and it's not just going to be celebrity women or women with big profiles. You're going to see more, if you're not already, of your neighbors doing this, of women you go to college with doing this, women you were in high school with doing this, women you work with doing this. It's going to keep happening more and more. And Instagram putting on a subscription service just really opened the floodgates. Pandora box has already been opened. Women have discovered, hey man, why we need pimps? They cut the middleman. I told you guys, a big part of modern feminism was really just to cut the middleman. It was less about not wanting to be sexualized and more about women wanting to sexualize themselves without having men involved. No pimps, no Hugh Hefners, none of that. We just sell our own V-Box. That's a big part of what this movement was. I kind of like this effect. I look like Anonymous. This is actually kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, that was a big part of the movement, guys. One of the unwritten codes of the movement. But we want to be able to monetize ourselves. We want to be able to sell our own V-Box. We don't want no man telling us what to do or how much to price ourselves. Now, some women are good at it, some women aren't. All right, my one friend, she opened up. The one girl I went to high school with, I should say, she's not really my friend, but she opened up her OnlyFans initially at $7.49. To me, that's way too damn low. That's what your body's worth. Now, if you want to see the videos and you want to make requests, obviously you got to pay a lot more money, but she literally started her OnlyFans. It cost $7.49 to see this girl naked. The other friend, the one who made $500 the first time with the banging body, she charged $20. But even at $20, that's what it costs. That's what your soul's worth, $20. Now, I understand this is a subscription-based service, so you can't charge like $100. You're going off of getting a bunch of people and not just getting a small amount of people. So you say at $20, if I can get 100 people, that's a lot of money. Versus at $100, or $50, I can only get 4 people. I'd rather have, 100 people at $20 or 100 people at $10 than 10 people at $50, right? I understand that. But again, at the same time, really think about that. You are going online, posting yourself, busting it wide open, butt naked, $7.49, $10, $20. And again, I get it adds up over time, but once it's on the internet, it's there forever. You can't delete it. But that's the world we're living in, guys. That's the age we're going to. And you can't really run away from it. All you could do is vet these women properly. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. There ain't no running away from this. There ain't no switching races. I'm going to date this race. I'm going to date that race. It doesn't matter. They're all doing it. All you can do is vet properly. But being surprised by it, I don't understand why anyone would be anymore. There's nothing to be surprised by. That's just the way we're living in. It's Babylon. The floodgates are open. We already opened Pandora's box of sexuality. We started letting women explore it. There was a reason a lot of people saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this. We done already did it. The floodgates is open. Men never really wanted to be loyal and build families. Now they don't have to because all these thoughts is out here. Women can monetize themselves. So they're like, hey, that's what we're going to do. Pandora's box is open. We are in Babylon. The best thing you can do is watch yourself, watch your back, and learn how to move and choose wisely who you have around you and in your circle. Just like you have to do with your friends, you have to do the same thing with women. But you shouldn't be surprised you're going to see a lot more of this going forward. I am Alex, and I am out. Peace.